Hey guys, what's up? It's Andy here. I'm a self-taught software developer, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how your obsession with getting things done quickly, with trying to reach your goals in as fast as time as you possibly can get, and rushing through everything is actually hindering your results, and then obviously what you can do about this problem. Before I jump into my video topic today, I want to highly recommend you hit the subscribe button below. Everything I do on this channel is geared towards software developers. For people who are looking to become software developers, my goal is to allow anyone, anywhere, to at any time to become a software developer. So I create content for people, whether it's technical content or just general tricks and tips that I've found over the course of my career that are going to be very helpful. So hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notifications anytime that I put out a new video. All right, so what is the big problem that I'm seeing with a lot of you guys out there who are commenting on my channel, and just in general from the massive people that I've seen in this field who are trying to dig in, right? Like there are a lot of people find out about software development. They heard that you can make good money, and that they start dabbling into it, and they find that they really like it. So the first thing that a lot of the people do who watch my channel is they start going, okay, cool, I like this. I really want to do it. 3 months. 3 months, man. I'm gonna do this in 3 months. I'm gonna study 12 hours a day. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna, work part-time. And wow, like that's amazing, right? Like that's an amazing story. It's amazing motivation. I love it. I love that people are going all in on this thing. But the truth is, what actually happens to a lot of people, what I've seen happen over and over and over again, with a few exceptions, but most people who start go to this crazy level of commitment actually end up burning out. Either they burn out or they just end up actually going slower and making their progress a lot, or making their journey stretch out a lot longer, and motivation loss occurs, right? Like people just fall off basically. And so, I reach back out to them like, hey man, how's things going? And, I knew you were really excited about the software development thing. I knew you were dedicating 12 hours a day to it. And they're like, it's just, I don't know. I had to find another job because it was just becoming too hard. And, so what ends up happening, either they fall off or they start to realize that this is just unsustainable, that they're sacrificing really important things like their family or their relationship, or their health or something like that. So at the end of the day, rushing or having aggressive goals, let's say, like having an aggressive goal of saying, I want to be a software developer in 4 months. Awesome. I'm cool with that. I never tell anyone not to have an aggressive goal like that, right? But there's a difference between having an aggressive goal and then understanding, like having that mentality where like you're willing to do this for as long as it takes. And you're structuring your plan for the long term, right? Because it's not worth it to become a software developer and to become like 500 pounds, as an extreme analogy. It's not worth it to become a software developer and like lose your wife or husband, right? And it's not worth it to become a software developer and become depressed. Like those things are just not cool. So like don't think that's going to solve your problems, like becoming a software developer and making more money, if you do it the wrong way. And not only that, and most importantly, and the reason why this is so important for you is that you think that by rushing through this and trying to solve I'm going to build 4 applications really quick and I'm going to do all this stuff. Well, guess what? The fact that your mindset, your everyday moment-to-moment mentality is actually going to hinder your learning, right? Because the optimal way to learn, the optimal state of mind to be in, is one of presence. It's one of almost clear-headed thinking that just goes, okay, you know what? I'm going to spend as much time as I need to on the current thing I'm doing, and that's it. And then you have like tunnel vision. Whereas what I've seen is people who are rushing are like, oh my God, I'm stuck on this problem. Oh crap, I'm behind. I'm weeks behind. And all of a sudden, bam, it's like, depression hits or just general negative feelings hit. And when negative feelings hit, believe me, like self-hatred or whatever you call it, like self-loathing, happens really quick. Right? Because all of a sudden you're this person who has such high standards that you're gonna work all these hours, and all of a sudden you're running into problems, and there's this thing in your mind where the two meet, and you start falling down very quickly. So don't be that guy or don't be that girl who's going to beat yourself up and set unrealistic goals. The name of the game is this. As I said before, set ambitious goals. I'm not going to tell you on this video what your appropriate goal should be. It's different for everyone. Everyone has different situation. I can tell you based on a bunch of different factors. What's your previous experience? Where do you live? Where are you going to be looking for a job at? Because here in Chicago, there's different job opportunities from a little town in Missouri or something. I don't know, right? Like these things matter. For me to tell you realistically what to expect, it's basically impossible. So instead of saying that you should have a specific goal, just have ambitious goals. Okay, have ambitious goals, stick to them, but more importantly than your ambitious goals is use them as a guidepost, right? So if you do want to do this in 3 months, you're gonna have to like figure out a really aggressive game plan to get there, right? Like you have to put in a certain amount of study hours. But is that realistic for you? Can you work 12 hours a day for 7 days a week? I can't. Fuck no, I can't do that. Like, right? So I know that about myself. I know I can work about a good solid 8 hours, but those 8 hours are solid. So for me, I would make my goals a little bit less aggressive. But not only that, even if I still set that aggressive goal, I don't get emotional. This is the key here. I don't get emotionally tied to that goal. So if I don't make that in 4 months, it's like, okay, you know what, no big deal. But really, that goal of 4 months is just to guide my habits, my activities, my thinking, what my projects will look like, what my expectations are. So if I don't hit those 4 months, if I'm falling behind, I go, you know what, okay, maybe it's time to reevaluate. And I don't let it get caught up in the emotions of it. Like this is for everything. A big or an easy way for me to relate this to maybe people who don't quite understand what I'm talking about is in weight loss. So I don't know if if you watched a previous video, I talked about how I lost a lot of weight. I actually got down to I think like 11% body fat or 12% body fat, which was enough to see abs form, which was really cool for the first time. But to do that, like it's actually a very gradual process of reducing calories, and it's actually very difficult for me because I love eating, right? So at first what I try to do is just crash diet. I was like, I'm one of those highly insane people who highly insane. I'm one of those really aggressive people, let's say. I'm not insane, but I'm really aggressive. I like to go all the way 100 or 1,000% and do things overboard. So I went with really aggressive calorie cutting. And of course, what do you think happened when you aggressive calorie cut? Well, your hormones get messed up. You start to get fatigued really easily. Your mind, you get these cloudiness in your mind. Some call it a depression. I think it's real, right? Like if you cut massive calories, you just get more lethargic. Does the weight loss come off? Of course. But in those 2 weeks I was able to maintain, the weight loss was good. But then after I readjusted, or I went back to my normal routine, I started guzzling food back in. So I just rebounded back to where I was. So then what I basically did is went to a more long-term approach that took about 6 months of just gradually getting there. Something that was sustainable, something where I wasn't driving myself crazy, something where I could still spend time with my friends and my family, and I wasn't sacrificing all that much. Was it difficult? Yes, it was moderately difficult, but it was more about sticking to those day-to-day commitments as it was to trying to overcome everything with overcoming it mentally and trying to just like hammer your head into the wall repeatedly. Because look, you can definitely work like a 100-hour week, right? Like I think I don't know what that averages out to, but you can work in a 100-hour week or studying for 100 hours. But after that week, you're gonna have to bring things back to normal. You have to catch up on your sleep, because if you don't, and I'm telling you this from experience, if you do not, your body, your mind, whatever it is, will do something to bring you back into like symbiosis, right? Like for me, I get sick. If I start to overdo it, if I start to work too hard, if I'm not sleeping enough, if I'm not eating right, I get sick. And so when you get sick, or at least when I get sick, all those goals, all those freaking goals I have, they're laughable. I'm just stuck in bed like shivering. I usually have a fever, and I'm just like, oh my God, why did I do this to myself again? So the whole point of my rant here is to have aggressive goals, okay? Aggressive goals are amazing, but rushing to get places, hurrying to get places is not helpful. When you are sitting in front of the computer, or you're sitting in front of your learning resource, whether it's a tutorial or YouTube video, you need to be calm. You need to be more level-headed. To solve problems requires a positive and neutral emotion as opposed to a negative and hurried one. So my general recommendation, as I've probably said many times, is to pick up meditation I've heard the Headspace app is really good for this. I've never used it. I just like good old meditation. But if you're looking to just to get your toes dipped in the water of meditation, I hear Headspace is amazing. You can start out slow and slowly build up the habit over time. I know there are a lot of people that love it, so I highly recommend meditation. That can get you into that mind state of relaxing a little bit more, not rushing all the time. Just generally understanding this concept is a really good start as well. Either way, stop the rushing, stop beating yourself up over missed goals. Just use it, missed deadlines, as a way to reevaluate your current habits and your progress, and maybe it needs to be extended out. If you're putting all your chips on the table and saying, if I don't hit this by, if I don't become a software developer in 4 months, you're going to cause yourself so much pain and heartache. So don't do that. Very, very bad. All right, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a little bit of value from it, and maybe you won't be rushing through everything so much, and it will actually increase your results over time instead of holding you back. So other than that, obviously like the video and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications anytime I put out a new video. And also guys, if you're interested in becoming a software developer, I have a mastermind program that is for the select few people who are highly committed, highly driven. I've been running that for a few months now, having great results. And if you are interested in joining that group, go to andysturkowitz.com/call. You'll hop on a call with me. We'll talk about where you're currently at, what you're doing, what you want to do, like what are your goals, and then if the group is the right fit, if things work for you and it works for me, and I'm confident that the group can help you, we'll go ahead and move forward and talk about how you can get into the group. It's awesome. I really highly recommend you do it. Spots are filling up quickly, so I'd go right now and book a slot if you're interested. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.